Hey guys, so I'm excited to share with you that Marshall have very kindly gifted me this new Studio JTM amp that they've made, and I have the 20 watt head where you can switch between 20 watts and 5 watts, and then I have the 1x12 speaker cab underneath. I think they also have like a combo version of the amp where it's all just, in one amp. And this is the first Marshall in my amp collection, so I've been loving it, let's just say that, and I'm very grateful. So thank you, Marshall, and I hope you guys enjoy exploring this amp with me. So this can be 20 watts, but I prefer, for playing it at home, I like to play it on the 5 watt setting, so I just flip this switch to low, and that will make it so that it's on a 5 watt output kind of thing. The reason I prefer using the 5 watt setting at home is because to get a breakup sound, you have to kind of crank it a bit, and obviously you don't want it too loud if you're playing it at home. If you're playing it live, that's a different story, but I wanted to get some breakup while also not being too loud with it. But if you flip the switch to the middle, it goes to standby mode, so when you're not playing it basically, and then you can switch it to high, and that takes it to 20 watts. So yeah, we're going to keep it on 5 for now. And then you have like the on and off switch just next to it. So this amp has 2 channels as well. You've got the normal channel and then like the high treble channel as well. So basically if you want to use the other channel with more treble, then that's how it's going to sound. And what I like to do is patch the 2 channels together, so that's what I've done using a patch cable just here. And then I've plugged into the input one up here with my actual jack lead. On the back there is a effects loop, and there's also a DI output, so effects loop is always good. I'm not going to use that today since I'm only going to be testing it with 2 pedals, but if I was going to connect like a full pedal board, then yeah. So for this bit I'm not going to be using any pedals, and the amp does not have built-in reverb, so this is it with literally no effects or anything. It's set pretty clean, but it does have a bit of like drive with it, like it has that punch. It's not just like, sometimes when you have things set super cleanly, they can sound kind of weak almost. This does not sound weak. It's like punching out all the notes really well, which I love, because when an amp does that, it makes it feel like even the simplest things that you play, it makes them feel great, it makes them sound great. So I can literally just go, just playing a basic A chord, and it just sounds great. Or like, finding that it's working the same with lead as well. Like for example, sometimes you might have a lead part to play where it's not necessarily that driven, it's kind of clean sounding. But if you do that with some amps, it's going to sound kind of weak, and if you're doing it in a mix, it might not cut through the mix, but with this I can already hear that it has its own like punch. But yeah, let's just see how it sounds with a little bit of reverb. So I'm using the Electro Harmonix Oceans 11 reverb pedal. So I'm just going to strum a chord and then step on the pedal as it's ringing out. So can you hear that? So I have the pedal set on the hall settings, so it's a hall reverb. Then, if I wanted a bit of a dirtier lead, just a bit, I'm going to step on a TS9 tube screamer. this, man. That's crazy good. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, one of my new favourite things that I love to do when I'm just sat at home, like playing guitar, just like this. I don't know why, it's just anyways, man, this is great, what the heck? So yeah, I'm just using a tube screamer and a reverb, and they have so much like power, it's crazy. It's fair to say that I'm pretty in love with this amp, and I want to thank Marshall for sending it to me, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to try more things with it and play it on different tracks, so yeah.